In this module, we'll be talking about the impact of the environment on management. The recent global pandemic may serve as a wake-up call for many organisations. The pandemic has left many organisations in a crisis as they have been unable to adapt to the necessary changes in their environment. Many businesses have closed down or become bankrupt due to the inability to move their services or products into the post-COVID-19 world. The environment surprises many managers and leaves them unable to adapt to not only crisis, but also new competition, shifting consumer interests, or new technologies. Many managers focus purely on the internal environment of an organisation, such as leading, motivating, and controlling employees. This is a closed systems view. Although important aspects, they are not the only factors that managers must monitor and respond to. Instead, managers must adopt an open systems view. The events that often have the greatest impact on an organisation typically originate in the external environment. Corporate culture is also shaped by the external environment and is an important part of the context within which managers do their jobs. There are two kinds of external factors that influence organisations. These relate to either the task environment or to the general environment. The task environment is close to the organisation and includes the sectors that conduct day-to-day transactions with the organisation and directly influence its basic operations and performance. The general environment affects organisations indirectly. Changes in federal regulations or an economic recession are a part of an organisation's general environment. The organisation also has an internal environment, which includes the elements within the organisation's boundaries. The general environment is the outer layer of the organisation, the dimensions that influence the organisation over time, but often are not involved in the day-to-day transactions with it. The dimensions of the general environment include international, technological, socio-cultural, economic, legal, political, and the natural. In his book, The World is Flat, Thomas Friedman challenges managers to view global markets. In his book, The World is Flat, Thomas Friedman challenges managers to view global markets as a level playing field whose geographical divisions are irrelevant. A flat world, Friedman argues, creates opportunities for companies to expand into global markets and build a global supply chain. As managers plan for expansion into global markets, they have to consider the international dimension of the external environment, which includes events originating in foreign countries, as well as new opportunities for domestic companies in other countries. The international environment provides new competitors, customers, and suppliers, and shapes social, technological, and economic trends as well. The task environment are the sectors that have a direct working relationship with an organisation. Customers are the people and organisations in the environment who acquire goods or services from the organisation. Competitors are other organisations with the same goods or services on offer. Suppliers provide materials that an organisation uses to create its output, and labour are the people who work for the organisation. The task environment are the sectors that have a direct working relationship with an organisation. Customers are the people and organisations in the environment who acquire goods or services from the organisation. Competitors are other organisations with the same goods or services on offer. Suppliers provide materials that an organisation uses to create its output, and labour are the people who work for the organisation. Understanding the organisation-environment relationship is important because the environment creates uncertainty, which forces managers to respond by designing change or adapting to external influences. Uncertainty is a product of the number of influencing factors in the environment, as well as the rate of change in the factors of the environment. Uncertainty means that managers do not have sufficient information about environmental factors to understand and predict environmental needs and changes. When an organisation experiences a rapid change in the influencing factors, they experience high uncertainty, often forcing organisations to change or move in unexpected directions. Managers must be continually scanning the business horizon for both subtle and dramatic environmental changes, known as strategic issues. Managers must assess whether issues are going to need a strategic response. Strategic issues are those events or forces, either inside or outside an organisation, that are likely to alter the organisation's ability to achieve its objectives. The first way that organisations deal with uncertainty is to adapt. There are 5 key ways to adapt. The first is to develop boundary-spanning roles. Boundary-spanning roles perform 2 functions. They detect and process information about changes in the environment, and they represent the organisation's interests to the external environment. Marketing and purchasing are 2 examples of a boundary or boundary-spanning roles. Forecasting and planning. Well, forecasting is an effort to spot trends that enable managers to predict future events. Forecasting techniques range from quantitative economic models of business activity to reviewing social media commentary. Planning then ensures that appropriate steps are made to reach goals despite possible future events. Conducting research or research and intelligence activities. These help the organisation understand the experiences of customers, of their needs and their desires, as well as assessing competitors or other potential disruptions. Many organisations now have customer experience managers and also strategic intelligence teams. Inter-organisational partnerships, such as corporate alliances, which are a way of turning competitors into partners who collaborate effectively. Managers in partnering organisations shift from adversarial orientation to cooperative and supportive positions. And finally, mergers and joint ventures. Mergers and joint ventures. These are a major factor in an organisation's external environment. A merger occurs when 2 or more organisations combine to become one. A joint venture involves a strategic alliance or program by 2 or more organisations. This typically occurs when a project is too complex, expensive, or uncertain for one firm to do alone. The other major strategy for handling environmental uncertainty is to reach out and change those elements causing the problems. Widely used techniques for changing the environment include advertising and public relations, political activity, and trade associations.